Hey, hey, everybody. How is it going? There we go. Got everything up and running. Hopefully y'all are doing okay today. Woo!
It's delicious panda_Quinn21.
Hey, Quinn. What's going on? I hope you're doing okay today. Tell me all about it. We got storms and crap over here, so it's been a bit busy. So, okay, I'm going to Niflheim. Oh, okay, wait a minute. We gotta beat him up. Okay. Tell me all about it, Quinn. How you doing? What's for dinner? How was your day? How was your 4th? I haven't talked to you since last week. Well, no, I did talk to you, but not in stream chat. Okay. Oop. How useful all these magical girls are. They're not doing nothing. Ugh. Okay. I just showed up in this game, restarted it, and then hit this beat 'em up section. Okay. I knew that was going to happen. It's kind of hard to see where I'm at versus... Oh yeah, I forgot. I have a special move now. I need to report that on the level. I have the ability to get hit right after grabbing a burger. Okay. Boy. You're just gonna eat every chicken. Okay. Whoop. Whee! There we go. Ah, no. All right. Let's see. So, if you're chatting back to me, Quinn, I don't see it. So you either are busy or not chatting, or there's something wrong with my thing. Hopefully it's not something wrong with my thing. I don't want to have to restart or anything. That helps. I got power back right away. Let's do it again. Woo! Alright. Yeah, so apparently food brings your power meter up to speed, so that's interesting. I thought it was going to be like health refill, but it also gives you more power. Nina's just eating 7,000 burgers and chickens. Give me that burger! I need it! Oh lord. Yeah, I do. That's a lot of guys. Ugh. Okay, do it again. Woo. Alright. Woo. We are not playing. Alright. Good Good gracious. Okay. Here I was like, oh, we're gonna be... Oh, okay. Is that it? Great. I'm like, oh no, this is gonna take forever. Forever. But no, it is okay. We are okay.
Incoming ad break.
Damn it, we're surrounded. It's endless. We've been in worse scrapes. You guys were just sitting there watching me do all the work. Yeah, but not many. I'm sorry, Amara. All of you, I dragged you into this. Oh, shut up. You think I came for you? We knew what we were signing up for, Nina. Then I guess this is it? I'm ready. Let's go out with a bang. What the? The bikers! There they are. Get your slimy mitts off my friend. Oh, where's Moxie? There you go. The Akira slide. That's right. Dylan? In the flesh. You saved us? Well... We kind of came to save Danny. Hi, Dylan. Seriously? Long time no speak, Your Majesty. It's just Dylan these days. I was getting worried. I hadn't seen you come in for sushi for a while. Yeah, I've been kind of busy, but it's good to see you too. Majesty? Yeah. Didn't you know? He's Dylan Merlot, King of the Wastes. No, this is news to all of us. The what? I knew you were a biker, but you're the biker king? Was. I gave it up a long time before I met you. Why didn't you tell me? If you told me you had a strong connection to the bikers, then maybe we could have... Oh, you want to do this now? There was no way I was telling you about all of this. You lost it when I kept one bike in the office building. All because of one busybody in the office downstairs. I did, didn't I? Maybe if I'd known you were some kind of superhero. Dylan, the whole magical girl thing, I had to take an oath to try and keep it secret. I couldn't say anything. Even if that's true, you kept something from me. And if I'd known sooner, we might have done things differently. Atalanta might not have been kidnapped. You're right. Dylan, there's a lot I keep from people, so much that I've grown used to it. Let's put a pin in that for now. What matters was that I did it so much that I ended up hurting you. I'm sorry. You know that the bikers of the Wastes aren't that popular in Fledge City. Had I told you right away? Can you honestly say that you would have still hired me? I should have trusted you more. Yeah, well, seems there's a lot of that going around. I would hydrate, but I actually forgot my drink. Let me see if I have a drink, Quinn. By the way, hi. Okay, let me put it on BRB to go see if I have a drink. Give me a sec. Do I take the axe to him?
Please, I beg you, stop.
Hey,
Welcome, Shining Legend.
Hi, Moogie! You came in at a very creepy time!
We need a deal.
Oh my god. I'm stuck! I'm captive, I have to sit here. Oh. Oh. Oh god. Okay. Can you see something moving in the distance? It's coming this way. That is not the man in a gas mask. It's a grizzly bear. Oh. No one expects the grizzly. Woot. His butt can chuckle though? Yeah, it sure can. It sure can chuckle. Clap them cheeks for me, Dave.
Can't.
You can't clap them?
Well,
You're off camera. They can't see you. That's no fun.
what? They're trying to look at my
They want to
buns?
see your buns.
And in my own camera?
Yeah, there you go. You're on
There we
camera
go.
now. Yeah. There you go. There you go. He did the thing. All right, so I'm back. So I hope you appreciate that I ran through the storm across the lake that is my backyard to get into the house to get my water, Quinn. But I did it. I did it for you. I did it for the channel point redemption. Okay, let's get back to this game, shall we? Sniff! Someone around here is cutting onions. Your job's still open if you want it back. Can the four of you save Atalanta and the other bikers? We're gonna try. Okay, boss. We've got to get moving. Wait, Amara. If the bikers are all involved in all of this, do they know what's going on? Huh? The bikers, the monsters, this whole situation. Why is it happening? How much do you know? Oh, actually not very much. We know that monsters have been kidnapping bikers. It started before they came to Fledge City, and has just kind of carried on after they arrived. That just furthers the mystery. Then we need to stop wasting time deliberating. Let's just go to Niflheim and beat the answer out of Malfara ourselves. Shtarna, Comet, let's get going on that portal. Right. On it. I was wondering if they were going to do like a fusion dance or something and then turn into a portal. You seriously transformed into a magical girl without putting your phone on silent? Rude. So uncouth. Look, I didn't... Well, take the call. Fine. Go for Nina. Nina, it's Sarah Hector. The director from the studio? Yes. You have to come down here right away. It's urgent. I'm not sure it could be more urgent than... It's going to end Milia's case. I can hang around for another hour or so. I'll wait in the booth on the soundstage. Just get down here. Of all the times to get a critical call, we're about to go find out the truth straight from Malfara. But from the tone of Sarah's voice, I want to go with the girls. But my first responsibility has to be to my client. Damn it, why is it never simple? There's only one thing to do. It's open. Everyone ready? Let's keep a tight formation. I've got to leave. What? Nina? We need you. I know, but so does Milia. I've been running around in Valkyrie armor fighting monsters, but through that portal, Niflheim? That's your battlefield. I have my own. It's the courthouse. And Milia needs me to do battle there just as much as she needs you to do this. Whatever. The three of us will have to just do our best. Maybe if we're careful, take the stealthy approach? No. The three of us aren't enough. We were already down Milia, going as a threesome? Suicide. Say, Nina? This place, Niflheim? Is Atalanta there? She a biker? She's my sister. If she was taken by the monsters, then yes, she may be there. We won't truly know if we don't go. Then I want to go with you. Pfft, you can't. Hey, what's the big deal? I want to help. It's going to be dangerous over there, Dylan. And you don't have a sacred feather. Yet. Oh, yes! Is he going to transform? Oh, yay. Magical boy. You can't. He could. Surely. Odysseus Merlo. Wait, how do you know? I can grant you the power to help. The effect will be temporary and reversible, but there may be some discomfort. I'm not afraid of anything. Wait, does comet mean? Then take this sacred feather. Raise it aloft and repeat these words as I whisper in thy ear. By this oath, I will keep secret the strength that I am given and use it only in pursuit of justice. By the power of this sacred feather, I call upon the favor of Hild, Valkyrie of battle and war. Valkyrie, transform! He looks way chibier there than normal. Very good. He just pulled a Sailor Stars. Okay, are you okay? I think so? Wait. Whose voice is that? Is that my voice? A mirror. Someone has to. Nina? Yeah? Your phone has a selfie camera. Give me it. We really need to get going. Give me the phone. Oh, wow. I am hella cute. Okay. This is gonna be Moxie's absolute favorite character. I got a couple of things to check out. Can I just duck behind a tree for a sec? No! Right. Gotta save Atalanta. I hope she recognizes me. Oh, she'll recognize you. Before you go, Sarah's news for me. It's probably not going to be good. I'll do what I can in court to try and get through to the truth. But realistically, got it. Time travels differently there, so we should be able to investigate. But if we find anything that'll help, we'll head back here as fast as we can. Familia. Good luck. Same to you. We'll do our best. Don't let us down. Okay. Let's go see what was so important with Sarah Hector at the studio. Right. Convenient how all the monsters vanished. Alright. Nina. I came as quickly as I could, Sarah. I thought if you came right away, maybe it would make a difference. Like, if you had more time. Okay, start at the beginning. Chad Hawk swung by earlier. Did he interview people again? Actually, no. Huh? He said he needed to use our equipment for something, so Jack Cable and I said we'd help him out. What did he need? Well, look at this. The monitor? Jack fixed it? No, it was totaled. Jack managed to locate a spare at an electronics place uptown. But that's not all. They did it. The techs down at the police lab actually did it. That's why I thought you'd want to see this as quickly as possible. I'll hit play. Okay, Milia, in your own time. But I can't. I can't leave. It's just a trip. Like a vacation. One that you desperately need, that we desperately need. The Allfather granted me my powers. To protect the city, I know. What if Malfara comes back? It's been months since we last heard anything from the Queen of Despair, and you deserve a vacation. But I can't. I can't just... Ugh. Janice, are you okay? Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's the start of a migraine? It's my head. Just felt a pang. Hoot. Are you certain? Hoot. Millie, I think the line was that you can't leave as long as... Reveal yourself. Milia, you're way off script. Millie, it's just a headache. Don't Millie me. I'll give you this one chance. Do you mean to harm these people? Ugh. Then I'll take that as your answer. Get back, everyone. By the sacred feather, Valkyrie, transform! I can't see. It must have been that light. My vision's dazzled. Same here. Everyone, stay where you are. It'll pass in a sec. Vile creature. Vile creature? I don't know what's going on here, but I won't let you harm these people. Rah! I knew it! Begone, foul fiend! Valkyrie Inferno! Then what? It just goes white? It looks like the footage cuts out at that moment. We're guessing that was the start of the power surge. It must have affected the camera circuit first. I can see why you wanted me to come straight down here. Caught in 4K barely seems to cover it. And in full color, too. Like I said, I knew you had to see this as soon as possible. You did the right thing, Sarah. Did Chad review this footage with you? Yeah. Then he walked over to the stage. Did he examine anything? He kinda just stood there. I guess he looked pensive, like he was thinking pretty hard about something.
Incoming at break.
You know, Milia's an actress. A really good one. So much of the video could be... maybe. Not a chance. That footage, Milia was right about what she said over at the detention center. When she attacked Janice, you could see the fury in her eyes. What she did on purpose. I'll never convince Tawny otherwise. I'm sorry it wasn't better news. Lotta can let you out. You know, it's weird. I bet that before this week, the studio's most pressing health and safety concerns were those viral test kits. What? We haven't used those in months. We had to take them when we arrived at the studio. Lotta was quite specific. Oh. You were visitors. I guess Lotta was just being cautious. But Milia had one in her trailer. Really? Could have been an older one, or maybe she forgot to throw it away. No, it's a pregnancy test. We've already been through this, y'all. Was it positive? Uh-huh. 2 solid lines in the little window. Strange. I don't recall Milia ever getting sick. Then again, she was always pretty fit and active. I guess she carries it well? Yeah, you could say that. I truly believe Milia's innocent, at least of the crime of which she's accused. I mean, in a certain sense, she is technically guilty. She transformed and genuinely attacked the person who stood before her on the set. But she still insists she didn't load the machine, and she didn't plan to kill her husband, despite all of the evidence that says she did. I said this to the girls, and when I said it, I really meant it. Milia and Janice have been happily together, even happily married for ages. Then, in the space of a week, Milia goes to jail and the city becomes a war zone. I've got to know why. But I'd settle for why now. Ugh. Dylan? He didn't come home last night. I'd better get ready for court. Last day. I've just got to hope that the girls come through. Time to get to the courthouse. Okay. Courthouse. Strange. The courtroom seems a lot quieter than normal for a case that's this high profile. Though I guess with the attacks on the city and even the bad weather, maybe people didn't want to come out even to see the trial of a celebrity. Still no sign of Dylan and the girls. Though with how Dylan looked just before he left, maybe it's just the girls. Seems like most of the studio crew turned up to see this all go down. I guess Hank wasn't kidding when he said that they're all like a family. Aquila. Chad. So, it comes down to this. I don't mind telling you, this week has been somewhat arduous. Uh-huh. Arduous for you? Have you spent half the week in an armored two-piece? I would like to see Chad in an armored two-piece. That would be rather fun. Ugh, now there's a picture. Yes, please, a picture! All rise for the Honorable Judge Tawny. Please be seated. We are assembled here for the third day of the trial of Amelia Norden. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant. Amelia Norden stands accused of murder in the first degree of her husband, fellow actor Janice Duo. On the first trial day, evidence came to light suggesting Milia armed a staged device that incinerated her husband. On the second trial day, we debated various technicalities around Milia's motive, among other matters. Ultimately, we were left with a problem. Many of the supposed witnesses of the incident were blinded at the time, and it was still unclear exactly how the incident took place. Your Honor? The prosecution still asserts that a murder took place during these events, and will, in due course, present a high-definition video showing how this happened in exacting detail. Chad doesn't know all the true context that surrounds the case. If someone really did plan all of this, he'd probably going to just be stating what they wanted people to think. Very well. Mr. Hawk, please restate the prosecution's case. Yes, Your Honor. Broadly, the facts of this case have not changed. Janice Duo died on the set at the TV studio during a filming, with a cause of death consistent with the high-temperature flames that can be caused by special effects equipment. We have shown evidence that suggests Millia Norden engineered this situation, and today we have detailed footage of the event in question. Thank you, Mr. Hawk, for your summary of the case. Millia Norden? I believe that a change of heart right now is unlikely, but I must ask if you are interested in changing your plea. Your Honor, I am not guilty of murdering my husband. I will maintain this to the very end. Okay, game face on. Very well, the court recognizes you are not guilty plea. Prosecution, bring forth your first witness. Okay, Chad, let's see your video. Your Honor, as we assert that this was premeditated, events actually start on the night before the incident. I had searched for someone with a perspective on both the night before and the actual incident itself. Wait, he can't mean. The prosecution calls Maxie LaRue to the stand. Here as asked, Your Honor. Very punctual. Good morning, Miss LaRue. Maxie, please, child. Child? Oh, I see. Miss LaRue, I will henceforth address you as Maxie, but Your Honor, if you please. Judge Tawney in a pinch. Yes, Your Honor. Maxie, you came. Nothing would stop me, child. But hush now. Your Honor, Miss Maxie LaRue is the studio's makeup guru and hairstylist. I see. Miss LaRue, I understand you were injured during the incident in question. Is that correct? And also, Maxie's way of behaving makes me think that she's like the good power of the All-Father or something. She's somehow aligned with the magical girls to fight despair, and she's in disguise or something. And Judge Tawney knows about it, or gets a vibe or something. So much so, you were unable to attend court several days ago? I was, Your Honor. I sustained burns to much of my face and body, though despite being extensive, the depth was superficial. So you are, in fact, healthy enough to be here? You are in no distress? I am, yes. In that case, as you were injured, that means you were present when the incident occurred? I was. Your Honor, Miss LaRue's experiences are unique, which is why I've asked her here today. She is the only person who both saw the incident firsthand, yet also witnessed something important on the night before at the studio. So that's what Chad was thinking about. He must have waited, or must have wanted a fresh perspective for the trial day from someone, but took a while to think of Maxie. And I could swear, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Maxie saw some troubling things that night. Things she couldn't explain. Is that what Chad wants from her?
Order!
Order! Is this true, Miss LaRue, Maxie? It is, Your Honor. I was there on the day when the incident took place, where I sustained my injuries, and I was at the studio late the night before. The weather was stormy, rainy, there was thunder and lightning. I worked late hoping it would clear up before I had to leave. And why has it taken this long for you to speak of these matters? My hospital stay is part of that, but also, Chad came to see me at the start of all this. I was in the hospital. He asked me a load of questions, but they were focused entirely on the incident itself. I answered them as best I could, but I confess I was in pain and in a medicated state. Some of the things I saw, well, it'll make sense once we get going. If it pleases the court, as we're more familiar with the incident, please start with that and work backwards to what you witnessed at the studio on the prior night. If you insist. I woke up in the hospital with extensive burns after the incident. The last thing I remember seeing, Janice vanished in a bright green flash and I felt a searing, burning pain. I was dazzled. My vision was a mess of blue and purple spots. That was caused by a bright light that came from Milia. This came after she went off script. This followed a pretty uneventful morning. I'm not sure there's much to be said about that. But during the night before, I had been working late and I saw Milia outside. Thank you, Maxie. That was very enlightening. Miss Aquila, you may begin your cross-examination. Maxie's statement is pretty damning for Milia on the surface. There's got to be something she saw that we can use to help our case. Time to find it. Okay.
Hold it.
A bright green flash? That's right. My vision was pretty bad, but I was sure that I saw the glimmer of green amid the chaos. Janice vanished, and it was bright green? I was dazzled. My vision was a mess of blue and purple spots. Let's press everything. Tell me more. You were effectively blind? I suppose so, Moon Princess. Maxie says that pet name with such sincerity. Honestly, I want her to do my hair if she just says it some more.
Hold it.
From Milia? That's right. But wasn't Janice in between you and Milia? He was, but the glare filled the entire room. Even though I was in Janice's shadow, my vision was still dazzled. This came after she went off script. This followed a pretty uneventful morning. I'm not sure there's much to be said about that. Please tell me anyway. Uneventful, huh? Well, first I got up and had a piece of toast. Then I helped Milia with the last of her makeup just before the scene. If I recall, you were there, Moon Princess. Oh, yes, that's right. I was in your salon for around a minute during my tour of the studio. I never forget a hair color. Platinum number 78? Natural. Truly? Well, isn't that something? Can we move along? But during the night before, I had been working late and saw Milia outside.
Hold it.
You're certain it was Milia?
Objection!
Your Honor, unnecessary repetition. The witness themselves has already stated that it was a stormy night. Sustained. Miss Aquila asks a reasonable question. I mean, it was dark. Maybe Maxie, can I suggest? Could you describe what you saw as literally as you can? I don't know, it was late, I was exhausted. Please, Maxie, as you saw it. Okay. It was late and, like Miss Aquila just reminded everyone, it was stormy. Wind, rain, thunder, and lightning. I was just about to wrap up on my salon when I looked out of the window. The view faces onto the trailer yard. The light was dim, but for a moment I thought I saw two things. A woman. That child, her bust, waist, hips, that long blonde hair. And she was wearing that magical girl costume. You saw her face? Did she see you? Nah, I only saw her from behind. But I was pretty sure it was Milia. And what else? You said you saw two things. Of course, that was Amara. Thought I saw. What's the difference? For a moment, I thought I saw another figure. It was just in silhouette, but it was... Okay, it probably sounds crazy, but it looked like the outline of one of the monsters from the show. And you saw this? Maybe it was just a trick of the light. Why do you say that? Because just moments after, there was a bright flash of blue light. Lightning, I assume. No. It was a different kind of light, and there was no following thunder. It looked like magic.
Objection!
Your Honor, prosecution insists that the witness does not embellish the story. These fanciful descriptions are entirely unnecessary.
Objection.
She's describing what she saw, Chad. Aquila, even you must agree that... Sustained to a point. Maxie LaRue, can you describe the flash you saw in a more, I suppose, conventional manner? That's just it, Your Honor. I can't. Whatever the flash was, I don't believe it was lightning. And after I had blinked a few times, both Milia and the shape had vanished. Then what? I ran to the soundstage and out of the doorway.
Incoming at break.
This matches Maxie's appearance on the CCTV footage, Your Honor. Even though I was so sure the flash wasn't lightning, I couldn't explain it any other way. I was worried that Milia could have been hurt. But when I got outside from a distance, I could hear Milia and Janice both inside Janice's trailer. You didn't think to ask them what was going on? It was late, and really, I guess I didn't want to interrupt. Interrupt? Honey. The nocturnal games of husbands and wives in costumes are not a spectator sport. I see. Do you feel this is important? Yes, of course. Put it in there. Very well. Witness, can you please add this to your statement? There was a bright bluish flash like magic. Nothing else looks like that. Then Milia and the shape were gone.
Hold it!
Okay, tell me more. And you don't know what the blue flash was? No idea. It just didn't look like lightning. Honestly, it sounds crazy, but it looked like magic, like off the show. Like magic? Okay. Chad clearly thinks that Maxie's statement proves that really is Milia in the CCTV footage. Something about this doesn't feel right. Maybe we have some evidence that helps poke a hole in some of this? Okay. Green flash. I don't know if we have anything that says green. Let's see. Okay. Nothing for that. Okay. Okay. I guess I should have gone to the figure because I need to prove that it might have been somebody else. Okay. Let me keep going. Okay. She says that she knows it's her, but I've got the measurements.
Objection?
Nope, didn't work. I know that it's because they're the same size, damn it. Okay.
Penalty.
Alright. I wonder if I can use this?
Objection?
Nope. Okay.
Penalty.
Alright. I'm just gonna get myself murdered. I'm gonna save this before I keep doing this. Okay. Alright. Okay. Let's just assume that's fine. Okay. Like that? I don't know, I'll try this. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay.
Penalty.
I'll get an end game. Okay. Dang it. I don't know what I need to be putting here. What about the checkout form to show that Amara was the last one to check it out? Nope. That didn't work either. Okay. Okay, there must be some other thing I'm missing. Blah. Okay, let's see.
Hold it.
Okay, let's just press. You don't know what the blue flash was? No idea. Yeah, we already looked at that. Okay. Let's just press everything. You seem to have healed up well. I've always been a quick healer. The burns covered a great deal of my body, but they were only minor overall. Once I got the right treatment, they healed really quickly. The last thing I remember seeing, Janice vanished in a bright green flash, and I felt a searing, burning pain. We're just gonna press everything. Okay. Bright green flash, yes. Green. I don't have anything that shows green, though. Okay, I was dazzled. Okay, you were blind. Yes. Bright light that came from Milia. Tell me more. Milia, yes, but you were behind Janice. Okay.
Hold it.
You're sure she went off script? Certain. Millie's acting actually improves when she starts to improvise. I'd know it a mile off. Okay. Saw Milia outside.
Hold it!
But in this part, she's saying that she doesn't, like, she only saw from behind. Blah.
Objection!
Okay. I want to know why this isn't amended.
Objection.
Oh, such a long section. I gotta speed through it again. Okay. What do I have to show that? The after. That's a thing. There was a flash and then this. But Milia wasn't gone. Oh well, we'll try it
Objection?
anyway. Nope! Oh well. Okay.
Penalty.
Okay. Alright. Okay. I know it's because it's Amara, but... CCTV, damaged courtyard camera. No. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna try everything, I guess. We'll just try everything.
Objection!
Nope! Doesn't work. Dang it.
Penalty.
Nope. Okay. Eh. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, let's use the magic one.
Objection!
Nope. How do I get her to keep going?
Penalty.
Nope, nope, nope. Nothing else looks like that. Well, that's great, but that doesn't help me out. That doesn't refute anything, though. I don't know. Let's try the CCTV, I guess.
Objection?
Nope. Okay.
Penalty.
This is the first time I've actually been really stuck. Huh. Okay. Huh. I don't know. Let's try that.
Objection!
Nope. Okay.
Penalty. I am struggle busing, for real. I'll be AFK for just a sec. I'll be right back. Is there more? If so, why? I know that I personally store all of my power in my ass. Someone's gonna clip that. Okay. Is Ari the drug dealer that we have tied to a chair in this warehouse that I live in with
this older man who lost his family because I was in the road catching a bird. I don't. Okay. Whatever. Oh, are you gonna go to him? I'm not even gonna bother shooting you. You can go over there.
Oh.
Have fun with that, Ricky. Okay, bye. I have
I was trying to let
amaretto mule.
trying to let the garbage take itself out, but that did not work out.
It's not working out for you there, bud. Okay, fine. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, it turned into a hunter on you. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Okay, here, let me switch guns. There you go. Sorry about that. That was a real asshole move of me. Do I take the axe to him?
Please, I'm begging you, stop.
Hey,
Welcome,
it's
Shining
Moogs!
Legend.
Hi, Moogie! You came in at a very creepy time.
We need a deal.
He's outside singing a rock ballad? Oh my god. Can you see something moving in the distance? It's coming this way. That is not the man in a gas mask. It's a grizzly bear. Oh. No one expects the grizzly. The man, it's the man with the loafers. The man with the loafers. He's calling the cops. There. He stopped. I just heard that somebody did an experiment on somebody named Lucas, who is, apparently the big gooby guy I saw earlier in the game that you missed, that has like a head in his chest with a bunch of hands, like ribs, holding him in, and then like extra pairs of hands on the side. Yeah, he's a beautiful man, person. Is there more? If so, why? Oh, hello, fellow. Oh, hello, fellow. Oh, he's turning into a buggo. Look at the Buggington! He turned into an ugly Buggington! Kill him. Okay. I know that I personally store all of my power in my ass. Someone's gonna clip that. Okay. Anyway, I guess I should probably attack. Look at his titties! His titties are kind of hanging low. Anyway. Oh, can I talk to this man? This very strange man? Yes. Talk to me, weirdo. He seems lonely. Is he wearing a cardigan? And loafers? And crossing his legs? Okay.
Welcome, Thrack 94.
Hi, Thrack. I am very upset about this man's loafers. Okay. The front door is open yet again. Can you remember if you closed it? Okay, so I figured it out. The man in a gas mask is really a cat. It's a cat. Fucking with you. Okay, you can't recall the... Oh, hi.
Incoming at break.
I'll shoot you in the crotch till you die. Woo. His butt can chuckle though? Yeah, it sure can. It sure can chuckle. Clap them cheeks for me, Dave. You can't clap them? You're off camera, they can't see you, that's no fun.
What?
They want to see your buns!
On camera?
Yeah, there you go, you're on camera now. Yeah. There you go! There you go, he did the thing. Alright, so, anything to grow in you. You must be wondering what's inside the box. We don't want to look in the box. We know what happens when you look in the box. Bad things happen. Are we going to look into the box? We're going to look into the box. Alright, you should get back inside first. Yeah, good idea. It's supposed to be raining soon. Let's go. Yeah, throw it in the sea. Well, you know, Tim, I'm the person who likes to... Alright, finally I am back, y'all. So, let me move that out of the way and get back here. Okay, so, my chat was on subscriber only mode. I do not know why, but it's now no longer on subscriber only mode, so people can chat however they like. Sorry about that, folks. Nobody added me, so I didn't know until just now. Yay! Alright. So I also ran and looked up a thing real quick, just to see if I could figure out. And, yes, let's see. Okay. This, I know what this is supposed to be now, because I looked it up. So, it is, deploy the ammo. Ah, blue flash, duh, it says blue flame jet, okay. If I had read through everything in great detail, I would have picked that up. Oh well. Objection! There we go. On the contrary, Maxie, I think I know precisely what that blue flash was. Really? Your Honor? The prosecution is implying that the person Maxie saw outside is the same person that is seen carrying an ammo crate on the CCTV footage. Correct. Why? These ammo crates have an unusual, undocumented feature. If the person knows how to do so, they can flick the catch on the crate and deploy it manually, creating a powerful jet of blue flame.
Order!
Order! Not so sure why you're pointing this out, Aquila. Strengthening Maxie's story benefits my case, not yours. Except, Chad, that there's one more thing to know about this. Doing so completely empties the crate. So if this person took that crate afterward and loaded it into the Pyron 9000, it would have been empty, which makes perfect sense. I mean, if the machine was actually used during the incident, it would need to be full. But it wasn't, so why? That doesn't actually work. I know we haven't reviewed it yet, but the footage of the scene shows Milia using the VFX. Hey, Chad's right. I mean, he's wrong, but still. To Chad and everyone else in the court, they have footage of Milia and Janice doing things they can't explain. And the VFX machine is the only way they can account for what happened. As Janice really was gone after the incident, the court won't tolerate an explanation that denies the incident could have happened, because it did. Milia, the girls, and I, we know that it was real magic. So, follow that line of thought. Cat Wheel said that all their empty packs were sent back to the supplier, so they only had full ones on site. If it had been loaded into the machine while full, it would have still have been full after everything went down. Chad would have never been able to explain how Milia caused the incident. The person that deployed the crate in the trailer yard must have known this. That means they must have known. Miss Aquila? Could that have been Malfara in person? No, it's Amara! But the birds said Malfara couldn't assume the form of a familiar person. Miss Aquila! Yes, Your Honor? That's better. I was about to say, I feel that you have made a fair observation in this matter about the ammo crate and the machine. Your Honor, I don't mean to be overly dismissive. Yes, you do. But as said earlier, we have footage of the incident, and that footage clearly shows the type of FX that machine is designed to create. I just feel that arguing whether it even could do this is moot, when I have such compelling evidence that it happened. Huh. Your Honor? A moment, please. This video footage, is it to be part of the statement by your next witness? Yes, Your Honor. Then we shall move on. However, Miss Aquila, please be aware that I am not dismissing your objection.
Welcome Soulblazer 16.
Yeah, Greg. Neither you nor Simone tagged me in the server. you didn't tag me in the server to tell me that there was a thing going on with the chat, so I didn't know that it was messed up until I happened to go on a BRB and look in there. So thanks for the heads up next time at me though, so I can see it. Hopefully this won't happen again. I don't even know how it got on subscriber chat in the first place. So whatever. Hi, how are you doing, Greg? What are you having for dinner, Greg? Tell me about your battle with the fruit flies, Greg. Okay, Ms. Aquila, please be aware that I am not dismissing your objection. I just don't believe it's enough to discourage us from reviewing the footage at face value. That'll have to do, at least for now. In that case, Your Honor, can the records at least show, as we move on from this witness, that Maxie LaRue did, in fact, appear to recognize that Milia was outside in the trailer yard, in full costume, right when the CCTV footage suggests that she was? Noted, Mr. Hawk. Maxie LaRue, you are dismissed. So, you say the war is ongoing with the fruit flies, and you had something for dinner. Taquitos? Taquitos? Do you mean? Taquitos? Little rolled things with like meat in them? Like tortilla deals? Is that what you mean? I have no idea if it's anything else. Okay. Yes, it's Mexican. Okay. Mr. Hawk, let's keep this moving. Cool. I used to like taquitos quite a bit, so... Did you go somewhere to eat those, or did you get like a box of them, or what? Okay, you mentioned a video. If I recall correctly, you even used the words exacting detail. I did, Your Honor. As the court is aware, this incident took place during the recording of footage for an episode of a TV show. Moments after the incident concluded, a power surge knocked out much of the studio's equipment. The studio staff thought that the footage from the camera would be unrecoverable, but the forensics experts at Fledge City PD were more optimistic. It took them several days of work pulling multiple all-nighters, but they were able to recover most of the footage, and we have it here today. I have an expert witness who can guide us through this exhibit. The prosecution calls Sarah Hector to the stand. Present. Good to see you again, Mrs. Hector. As I said last time, I believe I have some familiarity with what you do for a living. But from what I have observed, directors tend to be quite senior among their teams, and you're so young. I'm fully qualified, but yes, I am unusually young for my role. I came to the studio after directing a string of music videos for an online music platform. Hank was flying solo as the entire production team at that time. He'd seen some of my work and gave me my first big break. And you have filmed the entire show so far? That's right. Then it is fair to say that you are an expert on how the show is made, filmed, and so on? I would have to say yes. In terms of how the show is written or the craft of the acting, those things aren't my area. But the pragmatics of making the show, that's my world. Okay, before I go to Chad, okay, you microwave them. Work is still crazy busy this week and you're too tired to do much else. I understand. I understand completely. I definitely have been very tired lately, so my amount of energy to do much preparation is very low. Okay, let's see. Your Honor, this expertise speaks for itself. And I will say, I have to say, about this thing that got me stuck on this day 3 of the trial, or whatever, day 6 total. The video I was watching of somebody doing a run-through of this game included this person struggling with the same fucking thing. They were also having a problem with that same area, trying to figure out that one clue. So, it wasn't just me. I'm not just completely daft or something. Okay. The prosecution has invited Sarah Hector here to present a video of the incident broken down into its major parts. Very well. Please begin. Or please proceed. Lights. At my direction, Milia and Janice started on script. Janice was the first to go off. He complained about a headache, but we kept rolling. Milia's bird hooted at her, then she went right off script. Janice tried to prompt her with the next line. Before we knew it, she used the VFX machine to transform into her Valkyrie costume. You can see Milia in her costume. Then Janice transforms into his evil prince costume. Then Milia uses VFX machine to hit Janice with a bolt of fire. You can see Janice vanish in a bright green flare. That's when the footage cuts out. Miss Aquila, please begin your cross-examination. Okay, the footage itself is flawless. Even I saw it live, and it matches my own memory of what I saw. I need to be careful with this one. If I press something that's bad for us, something very obviously damaging and true, I might regret it. Okay, so it's telling me I'm not supposed to press everything. Okay, let me save it here before we start, just in case I mess up, because I'm already 2 down. Okay. Yes, they started on script. Okay. He complained about a headache. Okay. She went off script at the hoot. Prompt her with the next line. Okay. Yes, she transformed. Yes. See Milia in her costume. He transforms into his evil prince costume. Was his costume there? Was it still there or was it gone? Missing Janice costume. I wonder if that's gonna be something I need here. Okay, let's see if this does anything good for me. Janice's transformation is not quite as flamboyant as Milia's. Can you explain why? The transformations on the show have 2 parts. The costumes contain flash paper, which ignites when the stunt begins, causing a flash to conceal the movements. This can be bright enough to knock out the camera feed for a moment. Normally, this is augmented by an aura provided by the VFX machine. Janice's transformation seems to only be using his flash paper, so it's not quite so grand. Then Milia uses VFX to hit with a bolt of fire. Okay, that's not something that I can... Well, how is she going to do that if it was empty? But that's okay. Yes, I said...
Welcome Panda_Quinn21.
Yeah, I sent you a message in Discord, Quinn. I had gone on a BRB and I happened to check Discord and saw... and was like, oh crap, and I don't know why it was on subscribers only, but it is fixed now. So, let's see. Ah, you just finished cooking dinner. Cool. What are you eating? We need to know all about it. Let's see. Marinated chicken. Okay, cool. What else did you have with it? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, you can't just tell me chicken and just eating chicken and that's all. You gotta tell me the whole thing. Okay. Alright. Very cool. Very cool. Let's press it anyway. Ooh, it's telling me, do I want to press? At least they give you a warning. Okay. Okay. At least they give you a warning and tell you not to mess with it. My day was harrowing and very stressful. But that's kind of par for the course right now with everything going on. We had some hard decisions and hard discussions today, so I'm very tired. But let's see. Okay, we're just gonna have to continue and start this one over. Yeah, I need more to work with. Maybe if I keep press. Okay, so I have to press everything except for the ones that it says. Okay.
Hold it!
Tell me more. Did everything seem as normal? Pretty much. Certainly I had no idea what was about to happen. I did my best to send rations to Texas, but even then, they are blocking. That sucks. Yeah, like the first time aid was getting rejected. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Politics suck. I know that some folks, like Mexico, for example, sent folks to help as first responders and everything, and other places did too. But I was like, given everything that Trump has been doing politically, like, for Mexico to still help a red state is pretty compassionate of them, you know. Okay, let's see. Janice was the first to go off. He complained about a headache. We kept rolling. Okay. Yeah, I know. We need aid, not just the people. I know. You don't have to convince me, Quinn. I know. A headache. Janice sometimes suffers from migraines while we were filming. He'd seen a doctor about it, but they hadn't turned up anything specific. Janice was an amnesiac. Maybe he'd had head trauma, but I don't want to speculate. Okay, Milia's bird hooted, then she went off script. Tell me more. You didn't think to call cut? No. We just started filming after some time between this season and the last. I figured it was better to give Milia time to warm up. Okay. "12 hours was a long time to be in a phone." Janice tried to prompt her with the next line. Okay,
Hold it.
Press that too.
Incoming ad break.
One of my guys will drive to bring food, water rations, and some beddings and toiletries. That's very kind. I know that folks in Central Texas will appreciate that. It's horrible, the stuff that happened. And also, not only that, but like, there's people that, like, I don't know anybody personally that was lost in the tragedy that happened in Central Texas, but people that I know people who have lost, like, a kid at Camp Mystic or something like that. So, you know, no direct losses that I know, you know, the people personally, but like, it's affected a lot of people. So Janice was still trying to keep to the script. It certainly appeared that way. Before we knew it, she used the VFX machine to transform into her Valkyrie costume.
Hold it!
Okay, tell me more. Are you sure that she used the VFX machine, the Pyron 9000? I can only speak for what I could see on the day and what I see in the video. When Milia transforms into her magical girl form on the show, this is what it looks like. Milia's transformation uses a combination of flash paper in her costume and pyro from the machine. But as I pointed out earlier, the ammo crate...
Objection!
The witness has already answered that. She's describing what she saw and what's in the video. No more, no less. But surely if the witness has such an expert knowledge of the show-making process, it's not unreasonable to ask if the ammo crate was expended, how Milia could have possibly...
Objection!
It's delicious Panda Quinn 21.
Okay, I'm sitting up even more. Okay, I did it. Okay. Your Honor, defense is asking the witness to speculate. Sustained. Look, I even hydrated extra. I ran through the rain to get that water, by the way. Okay. I have already made a note of the concern regarding the ammo crate. Do not invite the witness to speculate. You can see Milia in her costume. And you're certain that's Milia? You were, after all, blinded at this point from where you were standing. I mean, it's 4K Ultra HD footage. If the footage was of poor quality, you might suggest a costume could obscure her identity. Your Honor, speculation. Sustained. Okay. Then Janus transforms into his evil prince costume. We already pressed that one. Okay, it tells me not to press this. And then you can see Janus vanish in a bright green flare. Okay, tell me more. Are flares like this normal on set? What's for dinner? Actually, we just finished eating the rest of the keema that we had. So since we ate all the keema, I don't know what we're gonna eat for dinner. I can tell you what I ate for lunch. I ate homemade tofu spring rolls with peanut sauce for lunch. So I can tell you that. I have no idea at this point. It'll be a surprise when I go in what we're gonna eat. The machine's capable of creating all sorts of colorful effects. I must confess, I've never seen this particular color before. But given the effects I've seen on other episodes, I have no reason to doubt the machine could do this. That green flash looked familiar when I saw it at the studio last night. That's the same flash I saw when the slime ball kidnapped Atalanta. I'm starting to wonder if what actually happened was quite different to what we previously thought. I kind of feel we're dancing around something, but what? The truth is that he's really the evil Prince Kakon, and that he just returned to Niflheim at that time and dodged the blast, and that Milia didn't actually kill, or whatever, or he was replaced. Okay, for my vegetarians, I make jicama, carrot, and bean sprout spring roll. Very cool, very cool. I do tofu because I need more protein as a lifter and all of that, so I do lots of protein type stuff. So tofu for me. But it's basil and mint and red pepper, carrots, bean sprouts, tofu, the wrapper, and then peanut sauce. Homemade peanut sauce, not from a bottle or anything. Okay. We're dancing around something. That's when the footage cuts out.
Hold it.
Tell me more. Why does it stop there? The studio experienced a power surge just after this. It heavily corrupted the storage media used by the camera. We're fortunate we even managed to reclaim this much. So when I make the tofu for that, so I get a high density tofu and I put it in the freezer. And then after I freeze it, I take it back out and thaw it and then squeeze all the water out. And because it's so dense, it doesn't need to be pressed. This is Hodo tofu. It's H-O-D-O if you ever find it. And anyway, it's got more protein than like a standard tofu does. And it's more substantial. And after I freezed it and squished all the water out of it just from using my hands, then I... take that and put it in the air fryer. Just put a light coating of oil on it, put it in the air fryer, and just let it get to the point where they're kind of like tofu fries almost. I mean, not quite that hard, but like pretty well cooked, let's say. And after that, I take it and I put it in the pan with the sauce, and then let it cook in some peanut sauce to give it a flavor too. And then, you know, I take it off, and that's when I can put it in the spring rolls. And then I have a peanut sauce for dipping as well. But anyway, doing it that way, it's chewier, so like it feels like there's more substantial stuff in your spring roll. So it's not just like you eat it, but it's like eating a salad and then you're hungry again or whatever. Okay, Miss Aquila. Yes, Your Honor? I'm not sure I can justify any more time picking over this video footage. It appears comprehensive. Can you offer me a concrete reason not to move things along? Can I dispute the footage that Sarah has shown? Yeah, I can, but with magic talk. I just don't have anything I can refute that can refute the footage as is. Can I dispute the footage? Okay, it's telling me no. No, Your Honor. I hate it, but that's the right call. We can't defend Milia in the eyes of the judge if we frivolously waste court time. Very well. Sarah Hector, you are dismissed. Your Amma used to make string beans, garlic with fried tofu. Awesome, that sounds good. I'm starting to think that perhaps we've seen and heard enough. Your Honor, Miss Aquila, really. But I appreciate your valiant effort to act as zealous advocate for your client. Amelia isn't a murderer. She's a hero. To children all over the country, perhaps all over the world. I feel that the court has been patient on this matter, but there comes a point when even I begin to doubt your objectivity. Judge Tani, Enough! I appreciated your points about the functionality of the ammo crate, but your explanation suggests the incident would be impossible. That can't stand against the sheer clarity of the video we just seen. Mr. Hawk has assembled a case that, with that small exception, explains so many other aspects of an otherwise baffling chain of events. Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, cram it, Chad. So unless you have any further remarks, I am obliged to bring these proceedings to a close. Well? Looks like the girls aren't going to get back in time. Maybe it was naive to hope. But Milia really is a hero. Maybe I just needed her to win one last time. I don't understand how it can work out like this. I didn't do those things on the CCTV. Milia didn't do those things on the CCTV? She said that all along. She stuck firmly to it for this entire case. Miss Aquila? Milia's being set up, and whoever did that can't have thought of every eventuality. There has to be some way into this. Let's flip our assumptions. Milia insists that's not her in the CCTV, but Maxie saw someone, and the CCTV shows someone. We place our faith in Milia, and if that's really not her, that leaves only one possible explanation. The person in the CCTV is an imposter. We know, with the studio's security, that it can't be just some random outsider. Chad said he spoke to everyone at the studio, and everyone had an alibi. Think, is there anyone for whom we have a reason to doubt their alibi? Yes. Actually, Your Honor, I do have something we should settle before we move on. Oh? Chad Hawk's case explains the events of the incident in the night before as he sees them. He's accounted for everyone. Every person at the studio has an alibi apart from my client. Milia states she spent the evening with Janice, meaning her only alibi is, in fact, the victim. Really, Aquila? You're just restating what we all consider to be true. Am I? So, it stands to reason, if I can show that to be incorrect, what piece of evidence suggests someone was alone on the night before the incident when they said they weren't? I know. It's that stuff in the trash can. Wherever that's at. Movie stub and sushi ticket. There is, in fact, one person where I have reason to doubt their alibi. Oh, and actually that would be Devona, whatever her name is, that lady. It's not Amara, it's that other lady. She's also blonde. Preposterous. I was extremely thorough. I checked everyone against another source, and there were 0 discrepancies. I even committed all of them to memory. Then in that case, the defense would like to ask, where was Hank Castle on the night before the incident? Me? I understand he was out on a date. That's the thing. Your Honor, I have here a pair of receipts from that night, credit card receipts. These are for 2 venues, a sushi restaurant and a movie theater. Both receipts, Miss Aquila, are for one person. This person paid for 1 all-you-can-eat meal at the sushi place and 1 ticket at the movie theater. So Hank Castle is a dateless wonder. Who cares? Hey! The point is that Hank's date is also the alibi for someone else. Hank said he went on a date with Devona. Devona Fairchild. Damn it, Nina, I told you that in confidence. I'm sorry, What are you all staring at? You're dating Devona? What? We're both adults. Is it that strange? It's just, I mean, you're like the worst secret keeper ever. Yeah, everyone knows you're a street racer. We're just kind of surprised that no one in the office noticed. You're fixating on the wrong revelation here. I'm saying that Devona didn't go on a date with Hank. Of course we did. Sushi and a movie. Did you pay? Yes, I'm a gentleman. Then why do you have receipts for one?
Objection.
This is preposterous. The relationship status of these two is entirely...
Objection!
This has nothing to do with their personal lives. We're talking about alibis. Your Honor? Your Honor? Your Honor. I heard you, Mr. Hawk. This is a cause for concern. The prosecution's case was tight and the evidence of the video is extremely compelling. But after Miss Aquila raised the point earlier about the ammo crate, and now it seems even a core alibi is being called into question by evidence. In truth, if these matters can't be easily explained, I am starting to grow concerned over the procedures of this studio business and their safety provisions. If they can't even account for the whereabouts of their own staff when dangerous chemicals are... But we can! So Devona checked out Amara's costume and then wore that as the double. Which is probably why she's actually Queen Malfara. Okay, excuse me? Devona, it's fine. No, Hank, it isn't. Bamilia is our friend. This has gone on long enough. I know she means a lot to you, but if it keeps going, it threatens to destroy everything you've built. Oh, you're that dog spotty from before. Your Honor, the studio prides itself in its work and cares deeply for the welfare of its staff. I don't want to, but if it's going to damage the business's reputation, I feel compelled to set the record straight. Can I testify and hopefully answer these questions? Well, that's unexpected, but I guess it buys us time. Mr. Hawk? I have no objections to this. Hank and I went on our date and he paid for everything. And the ammo crates? There's a good explanation for that. I hate to say it, but only Milia could have done this. After all, that's her on the CCTV. I see. Well, this may settle our concerns. Miss Aquila, you may begin your cross-examination. What the? She didn't answer anything. Something's not right here. Let's get drilling. Alright. Okay, he went on the date. We
Hold
went
it!
through everything. Okay. Really? Yes. In that case, how did he come to have a credit card receipt for both the restaurant and movie theater for one person? Hanky's an old-fashioned romantic, but he was paranoid that other people at the studio might find out about a relationship. So when he paid in both places, he paid twice. One time he got a receipt and the other time he didn't. Hanky's willing to put up with a lot for us to be together. He sounds rather spineless if you ask me. I think it's sweet. I'm not sure I quite understand courtship these days. That may be, but in that case, why was...
Welcome Pickle
Hi.
Facts.
Hi, Alex. This is at the end of the game at this point. We're like wrapping up the final part of the court at this time. I'm hoping that I can wrap it this time for real. How are you doing, Alex? And how's your day been? And also, what's for dinner? That's the questions on everybody's minds. Mine, because I'm hungry. Anyway, That may be, but in that case, why was Hank seen at the sushi place on his own? I spoke to the manager of the Great Wave, Kiara Williams. Hearsay, Your Honor. Sustained. Ah, how could I be so foolish? Kiara just said that in passing. I don't have any evidence it's true. Not bad, was helping someone
Incoming
out
ad break.
with audio Mac stuff. Cool. Cool. This alone isn't going to be enough to dispute what Devona is saying. I'll need to look at her other statements and see if I can find more holes. Or you would have... Yeah, I mean, you know, you show up when you show up. I'm glad you were able to pop in for a little bit anyway. I was stuck on a thing in this court case a little while ago, but then when I looked up, because I ended up having to look up a walkthrough, the person who was doing that walkthrough also was stuck on the same one, so I didn't feel that bad. Anyway, I'll need to look at her other statements and see if I can find any more holes. Okay. Did I really pay twice like that? Was I that worried about it coming out? That doesn't sound like something I'd do. Hush now, honey. Everything's gonna be fine. And the ammo crates, there's a good explanation for that. Okay, tell me more. Good explanation? If used with care, you can deploy them without fully emptying them. You're sure? I'm certain. Because I spoke to Danny Trust, the idol, who used the same system in her music act. Hearsay, Your Honor. Sustained. Yes, fine. Can you cite any example, Devona, that shows a crate can be used after it's manually deployed? Anytime the studio has done this? Heavens no. It's very dangerous. The manufacturer prohibits it. Then how do you... This incident is surely proof that it's possible. How else do you propose those things happened that are depicted in the video? Are you proposing the machine fired while the crate was empty? That's like asking a printer to print without any ink. That's circular reasoning. Surely you must have...
Objection!
Badgering, Your Honor. The witness has answered the question. Sustained. Miss Aquila, if you have any evidence that the witness is wrong, please present it, or accept that we must move on. Yes, Your Honor. So, Alex, what's for dinner? Did you already eat dinner? If not, tell me what you're eating. I hate to say it, but only Milia could have done this. After all, that's her on the CCTV. Oh, no.
Hold it.
Oh, good question. Yeah, it's the same as me. I don't know what I'm eating either. You're certain it's her in the footage? Of course I am. Just look at it. That's not me. I keep telling everyone. I didn't go out in costume on that night, and I didn't do those things.
Order.
Order. Milia Norden, restrain yourself, or I will have you held in contempt. Let the witness continue. Even from a cursory glance at the footage, it seems obvious that it's Milia. I disagree. What you say is obvious, I see is ambiguous. I say is ambiguous. To say the footage is indistinct would be being generous. It's grainy, of a low frame rate, and it's in monochrome. The figure in the footage is wearing Milia's costume. Amara was away. Who else could it possibly be? Do you feel it's important? Hell yes. Very well. Witness, can you please add this to your statement? Of course it's Milia. Amara was away, and who else could dress up like a magical girl? Alright, well you constantly check out shit for Amara. Let's see. It says Amara.
Objection!
Nope, that doesn't work. Nah. Okay.
Penalty.
Oh, I get to see like what it'll look like if I mess up completely. Okay, I don't remember the last time I saved. I'm gonna go save it right now before I hit any more buttons. Okay. Okay. The tailor measurements?
Objection!
Yes, okay. Who else indeed? Your Honor, please take a look at this piece of evidence. What am I looking at? I see a list of names and numbers. Your Honor, what you have in your hands is a copy of a document obtained from Daryl Furcoat, the studio tailor. He makes the costumes at the studio. He also has a side hustle where he performs minor clothing alterations for the other staff. I still don't see the relevance. Please look at the figures for Amelia Norden. Then look at the figures for Amara Walker. Now, look at the figures adjacent to the name of Devona Fairchild. Oh, what is it? What's going on? It's a question of vital statistics. Amelia Norden, Amara Walker, and Devona Fairchild are the exact same size. And all three of them have the same length blonde hair. But this is ridiculous. Are you really saying... I'm disputing your statement. You said just moments ago, if the wearer was too small, it'd fall right off. Too big and they wouldn't be able to put it on. And though it might be a bit of a cliche, if the armored bikini fits, wear it. There we go. Malfara comes out to play. Wear an armored two-piece? Me? I feel self-conscious in a cocktail dress. She does always kind of go for frumpy chic. I think I'd die of cringe even trying on one of those costumes. I've dressed down for literally every studio party. Yes, it's important. I'm way too shy to wear a flashy costume. I go to every studio party, but I always kind of dress down. Okay. How about the photos that I've got? Christmas party. Okay, which blonde girl is she? Oh, is she not in that photo? Yeah, she's not in any of those photos. Okay. Before I push anything else, let me save it. Because I have one left. Okay. So that's very specifically I can just try the Christmas party one. I guess. I don't know what else it could be if not that Christmas party.
Objection!
There we go. Which events? Excuse me? You mentioned attending all of the studio's social events. Which ones? Well, all of them. Name a specific one. Nina, even I think this is becoming a farce. Devona and I are very close. She attends all of the studios. The Christmas party. No. Jack's son's baptism. No. The Halloween bash? No. She isn't in any of my pictures either. Ditto. But she's worked with us for years, right?
Order!
Order! Go on, Devona. Name one. Big social events. Everyone's there. Everyone has smartphones. Show me one unflattering selfie. One blurry group photo. Just one.
Objection!
Defense is badgering the witness. Sustained on tone, but not on principle. We will need to delve into this further. Finally, I think this is coming into focus. I really must protest. This is completely out of order. Psst, Hank. Didn't you write out the credits for the last season? Yeah, why? I just checked on my phone. There's no Devona Fairchild listed. That's impossible. It's true. It's okay, honey. Mistakes happen. Like I've thought for days, it's almost like this entire situation was constructed. There's just too many places where Amelia can only explain her actions with the one thing that she can't say. Too solid, too perfect. No set of coincidences could possibly do this. Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of these proceedings. Mr. Hawk is right. I'm not on trial here. I bear Amelia no ill will. But if this goes on, our audience could leave, our insurers could ditch us, the studio will be over. And even if you followed this ridiculous line of questioning through to its logical conclusion, why would Devona Fairchild, an assumed employee of the studio, suddenly decide to arm this machine that she can't even activate? A fair point, well made. Except that Amara's costume was open and free. Miss Aquila, this is your theory. If you can't back up why, in your view, this all suddenly came about, well... yes, Your Honor. Just a moment for me to prepare my remarks. Nothing's changed. I'm still convinced. Not why. Why now? Okay, game face on. Let's take this right the way back to the start. Amelia is accused of killing Janice Duo. We think she was framed. So let's start there. Before they began making the show, Janice was taken to the hospital as a John Doe. He had total memory loss. But he got the job on the show and met Amelia. They fell in love and even got married. But I think at this point, his true identity is pretty clear. Who is Janice really? Prince Kakon! I said that a long time ago. Janice wasn't substituted by a monster. Janice really is Prince Kakon. But with total memory loss, maybe he hadn't told Amelia because he genuinely didn't know. If that's true, that means Janice is Malfara's son. Of course. Seeing her son married to her arch enemy, Malfara must have been furious. Miss Aquila? A moment longer, please, Your Honor. If Malfara weaved this web of guilt, she must have done so personally. It's far too complex to plan to leave to underlings. Malfara is a mistress of illusion. That means Malfara could have impersonated Amelia or Amara or even Janice Duo. Sorry to wreck your train of thought, but that's not how it works. In our experience, Malfara can take the form of a person, but she's unable to duplicate or clone someone perfectly. Hey, what's
Welcome
up,
boom
Simone?
_bap_bip.
How was your day, Simone? And what are you eating for dinner? We're at the very, very end of this game at this point. We're closing this out, hopefully. Probably another 20 minutes, maybe. Okay, she's unable to duplicate or clone someone perfectly, someone you know quite well. Though that had the chilling effect of always making us wary of new people with whom we got involved. That scepter gave her the power to scry. By destroying it, she needs to be able to see someone to use her magic on them. I want to know how your big date went. None ya? None ya? None ya business. Now I'm even more certain. The girls went to look for Malfara, but I think she's closer than we thought. Who is most likely to be Malfara in disguise? Of course! Devona was in the monitor room with us, so she saw the whole thing. She didn't go on a date with Hank. Maybe she even used her powers to take his keys and send him on his date alone, believing he was with her. Malfara can't impersonate people you know, but all signs are suggesting Devona may have only turned up a month ago, and somehow convinced everyone she'd worked there for years. Miss Aquila? Your Honor, I have been quite patient, but this has gone on long enough. It's clear you don't have a rationale to offer, so I shall move on to my final deliberations. In the matter of... No! We're so close, I can feel it! Kakon, Milia, Malfara. Malfara had all the time in the world to go about her plans. We even know her army isn't finished. Okay, so let's see. No worries, homie. Some spaghetti with olive oil and a cream sauce with bell peppers and onions. That sounds good. Very cool. My food is a surprise because we ate everything that we had yesterday. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm eating yet. So why now? If Devona really is Malvara, then Devona is just a mask. If I can figure this out, surely I can crack that facade just a tiny bit and that'll do it. Prince Kakon was defeated. I'd lived with him as husband and wife for over a year. I was. Because she's pregnant, that's why. Amelia took out a large life insurance policy on Janice. The document needed to be stamped by a notary for legal purposes. I knew Amelia and Janice were going through some stuff, but I had no idea it was going to end up like this. You can never really know what goes on between two people, but lately Amelia and Janice have been having a bunch of arguments. Just wanted to confirm if the shooting for the season will be over by July or August, and want to talk about some time off in and around October. Do you and Janice have plans booked or something? I'm looking to make some. You know about my situation? This is like, oh my god. Alex, are you still here? Because if you're still here, this right here, this deliberation about Milia being pregnant, it reminds me so much of the whole Proton thing from Shining Force 3. Because that motherfucker was the last guy to fucking get it. That his wife Stella was pregnant. This is that. This is that. It's happening again in this game now. Ah! Except Nina is not Proton, thank God. Alright. I guess she carries it well? Okay, come on. Yes, the test. That's it!
Order!
Miss Aquila, really? Your Honor. What's all this now? It's just so simple. The answer's been staring at us for this entire time. Chad, you want to know what kind of event would make a mortal enemy go after a happily married couple? Mortal enemy? What might turn a smoldering fury into white-hot rage? Something has happened that caused Milia and Janice to reorganize their entire lives. Something that makes people get life insurance policies. Something that makes people act out of character. Something that even the greatest of lovers will have arguments about. Something that would, fairly, drive Milia to anger and grief if she felt she or Janice were threatened in any way. And something that could make a spiteful mother move heaven and earth in response. Hey Devona, I just checked with my bank via my cell, and I didn't pay twice for any date. Why do I remember going out with you?
Incoming ad break.
It's fine, honey. I'll explain later. You told me you loved the Christmas party that I organized. How come you weren't even there? Really, I can explain.
Order!
Milia has a motive that can explain all of this. Don't you dare. Your Honor. Milia is pregnant. Why you? But Nina, why are you acting like you just figured that out? You and your assistant came to me days ago and it sounded like you understood. So it's true? Goodness.
Objection.
That doesn't exonerate the defendant. Miss Aquila, we can go over the finer details in due course. No. But are you suggesting this played a part in Milia's motives around the time of the incident? I am, Your Honor. It's actually quite complicated. Geez, these people have no idea. No, you can't possibly. So let's go over things in exacting detail. I'm sure that can't hurt, right, Devona? You. Enough of this foolishness. You have tested my patience long enough. Miss Fairchild? Devona? Silence, mere human. You now stand in the presence of Malfara, Queen of Despair. Heavens! Ugh! Release me at once. You know, you all came so close to being spared. All you had to do was find that harlot, that witch, Milia, guilty. Every sign pointed to it, every piece of evidence. But that Cyclops lawyer, hey, she just had to stick her oar in. Well, now things are gonna get messy. Huh. Look, Queen Malfeasance, or whatever your name is. In this place, I stand for justice, and I do not respond well to threats. Oh, please tell me that Tawny takes her down or turns into a magical girl. If you have a problem with my handling of the case, then take it up with the city. Oh, I'll take it up with this pathetic excuse for a city. But I'll start with you. Never, by the power of this sacred feather... Arg! Ha! You really want to square up to me alone? You've grown foolish as time has passed, Valkyrie Freya. Shows what you know. Valkyrie, transform! I love how Nina has a longer transformation sequence than the main character. And I mean the main character of the Valkyrie team. What the? You won't harm anyone while we're here to stop you. Very well. Then let this be our final... No way. Nina! Did we get back in time? Wait till you see what we got. Janice is actually... We kind of already got there, Dylan. Ha! I have nothing to fear from my own son. Come to me, boy. Millie, I'm so sorry. It was my memory loss. I didn't know. But now I remember everything, both before and after. And I love you more than all the realms. I was Prince Kakon, but that's in the past. I just want to be Janice, if that means I get to stay with you. I wasn't sure. I could never hurt you. And I know you could never hurt me. Mother, how could you do this? She's going to be the mother of our child. How could I? How? You worthless ingrate. I am your mother. And you chose to side with that witch? Never mind. I created you, and you will do as I command. Ah, my head. Ah. What have you done to him? Give me back my husband, you hag. Give me back my son, you harlot. Uh-oh. Everyone evacuate the building now. They're all just like pulling up the popcorn. They're like, yeah, let's watch this play out. It's over, Malfara. You really think that, don't you? How small you've become, Freya. Your time in exile didn't do you much good. Your enemies stand legion, Malfara. How could you possibly hope to prevail? Yeah. Huh. Arise, my army of despair. I need Monokuma needs to be there. I don't need a row of slimes. I need a Monokuma. Okay, so that's how. Silence. Obey my command. You fiend. Let my husband go. What are you doing to him? You have sharp eyes. It has been 6 days. And when the sun sets on this, the 7th, the spell I cast on him will be complete. Any thoughts of this Janus person will be purged from his mind, and he will be Prince Kakon, my son, once more. I just need to siphon off a little more despair. What do we do? That literally is a whole army. Bring it on. Don't be a fool. You girls should flee and protect the civilians and leave me to... Screw that. I'm not running away. Then what do? We fight. The lawyer's right. I have my moments. Prepare for a charge. Time to go out with a bang. And maybe we'll take enough of them with us. Now, my creatures. Hold it right there. Are you truly the one who is responsible for all that has befallen the Fledged City? This dump? Of course. What of it? And these girls, they are attempting to defend the city from your wickedness? Yes, yes, I grow tired of your insolence. My wrath spares no one, not even grandmas like yourself. I am, in fact, a grandma, and my grandchildren live in this city. So if these young women stand against you, I stand with them. You and what army? Our restaurant is our life. We stand with them. No one's destroying our convenience store. I stand with them. Fledged City's the best. The bikers of the waste stand with them. Their cause is just. Agreed. Psst, Miss Amara. Do it, Comet. Are you sure? Go for it. Right. You get a feather. And you get a feather. Y'all, everyone gets a feather. This is too good. Are they all going to turn into girls? By the power of these sacred feathers. People of Fledged City. Transform. Final chance, Malfara. Fools! My army! Annihilate them! Valkyries, charge! Okay, this is pretty good. Nina, are you okay? I'm fine, I think. Where's Milia? We got separated. Separated, spell wrong. Pedantic of me, I know. Gotta... Okay. Rah! Just a little more. If I can siphon off just a tiny bit more despair. Leave him alone. This is no concern of yours. I added an is. This no concern of yours, lawyer. Okay. Is this all really just to punish Milia? You had Janus or Kakon. You'd already kidnapped him. Why did you need to frame Milia too? Because that witch seduced him. She's poisoned his mind against his own mother. He barely even remembers me. Do you know what it's like to have your children ripped away from you? Ripped away? Uh-oh, she's about to have a PTSD. But you, green hair, I can sense it. You have despair to spare. Give it to me. Ah! No. Take mine. This was a mistake, Valkyrie, to let me in willingly like this. In this place, you are transparent. I can poke and prod and see your greatest despair laid before me. Then do it. What? Do it! You... Who are you? You already know who I am. I'm Nina Aquila. How did you... Later. Janice. Milia. My spell, it failed? Why? How did you know? Perhaps I see better from one eye than you do from two. Curse this wretched city. Time to just do what I should have done a long time ago. I'll just destroy all of Midgard. She's serious. We've got to stop her. And I think I know how. Janice. Way ahead of you. Mother. Enough, please. You want to see the bikers in boob armor? Dylan, Nina's sidekick, has turned into a woman. Dylan did a Sailor Starlights, and turned into like Sailor Starfighter, and turned into a woman. So we got that from Dylan anyway. I really wanted to see Chad transform though. Damn. All right, get away from me, traitor. What choice do I have? You always have a choice. Even after all this, you're still my mom. You can destroy this place, or relinquish the last of your power now, and you'll have to face justice. But at least you'll get to be a grandma. I've lost, haven't I? You can't see it right now, but you've gained more than you think. It's over. The monsters are all turning back into bikers. That means... Dylan! Okay, sorry. I haven't done that the whole stream. I've restrained myself. Atalanta, Ice Pick. You okay? Are you okay? We think so. I'm just so happy you're safe. Hey, bro? You look hella cute. He knows. Looks like I'll need to find a baby shower gift after all. Seems like it's time to tie a bow on this. Judge Shawnee? Oh, she's got Valkyrie armor! Ah, I love it! That's very good. That's very good. Seeing Judge Tani as a Valkyrie is very cute. Yes? Can I request a special session for my client? Granted. Meanwhile, place this woman under arrest. I should get to my bench and hopefully we can resume without too much delay. They're resuming the trial! Alright. Alright. Oh, it's Chad. I guess he managed to avoid the chaos outside. Is he now a girl? Did he transform? Is he in shock? What happened? Hey, Chad. Aquila. You okay? Outside was kinda a war zone. You didn't feel like helping out? You judge me too harshly. When you shouted to get out, I ran into a class of kids on a day tour of the courthouse and city hall. I led them and their teacher out of the building's rear fire exit. By the time I checked in on you and Tawny, it was all over. I see. You probably did the right thing under the circumstances. I've never looked great in a two-piece. Okay. What's this? Some sort of note? It says, it was necessary. Be relentless. Necessary? Chad? Ah, you're both here. Let's bring this to a close, shall we? I like that she's doing the final session in the armor. We have assembled for a special session of court following. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Hawk? I apologize for speaking out of turn, but you are presiding over the session, whilst bereft of your garb of office. I think you look like $1,000,000, Your Honor. Respectfully, of course. Well, alas, Mr. Hawk is correct. We have assembled for a special session of court following the dramatic events that took place outside of this very courtroom. Amelia Norden? Yes, Your Honor. It has become evident to me over the last hour that you and your colleagues have, in the past, done this city a great service. A service you repeated just now. However, all of this was extrajudicial. You were not appointed as the guardians of the city by any legal means. Your Honor. Please, Miss Aquila.
Incoming at break.
While it appears your husband now sits in the gallery, circumventing the charge of murder, I believe that on the day in question you did, in fact, act with intent to kill. This is all true, Your Honor, as I see it. What? Nina, surely Tawny isn't going to... We'll see what we can... Isn't there some kind of legal trick or something? Millie is a hero. I find myself in a quandary. After what I have seen, my personal feelings mean I may be forced to recuse...
Hold it!
Hold it. Your Honor, I must insist that I speak on behalf of my client. Go ahead. The defense will accept your version of events as you just relayed a moment ago. However, unlike a police officer or a firefighter or a soldier, Milia and the other valiant Valkyries did not study or work towards assuming their duties to defend Fledged City. Instead, this was a duty thrust upon them when, frankly, they were too young to truly understand that. The fact that they succeeded was because they hold themselves to the absolute highest of standards. Indeed, when all hell broke loose outside, Milia could, in the aftermath, have simply left. Few would have blamed her. A fair observation. Milia, yes? Why did you attack what stood before you during the incident? Nina, just answer the question, please. Trust me. I was angry and afraid. And why were you angry? Why were you afraid? Because I thought that monster was going to hurt me and my baby. And everyone else in the room. In that moment, I was furious that someone would do something like that. And you feel bad about this. You feel that due to your anger, that your actions were not honorable? Well, yes. But you needed to do this, right? Of course. It was unavoidable to you. It was necessary because people could have been killed. I hate that I had to do this. That everyone's been put through all this. But Hank, Maxie, they're like my family, and I couldn't let them be hurt.
Order!
Necessary. Your Honor, the defense puts forth a maxim. Necessitas non habet legem. That necessity has no law, or, in its more modern interpretation, that which is truly necessary is legal. And on that point, the defense rests. I believe Miss Aquila's point stands. Yeah! Knew it! Yeah! You mean...
Order!
Order! This court will, in future, need to meet to decide the fate of the Lady Malfara. However, that has no further bearing on this case as it stands. Though the logic is somewhat convoluted, it has become clear that during the incident in question, The defendant acted in the best interests of both the city and those immediately around her. Therefore, on all charges, I find the defendant
Not guilty.
Woohoo! Millie! Janice! Woo! How much more is there after this? And with my oath fulfilled, I, Kiara Williams, return this sacred feather. And with my oath fulfilled, I, Danny Trost, return this sacred feather. And with my oath fulfilled, I, Amara Walker, return this sacred feather. And with my oath fulfilled, I, Dylan Merlot, return this sacred feather. And with my oath fulfilled, I, Nina Aquila, return this sacred feather. And finally, I don't know. Oh, come on, Millie. We all agreed we'd do this. We're done. Is something wrong, Milia? There's still something about all this I don't understand. What? It's about the night before the incident. The person Maxie saw outside was Devona in my costume, right? That's right. But Maxie said she thought she saw her with a monster from the show. What was that about? Oh, that. What did Devona Malthbara have with them when Maxie saw them from outside through the window? It's gonna be the costume. The Janice costume. Okay, yeah. This was a very satisfying chapter. Yes, it was. There was a lot of stuff that just happened in this last little bit here. It's strange, I know, but I'm pretty sure it was Janice's Cacon costume. My costume? Think about it. If Devona hadn't disposed of the costume, people would have asked questions, such as, if Janice had been incinerated, why is his costume still in wardrobe? It's the same reason she had to deploy the ammo crate. I guess she wanted to kill two birds with one stone. She had to tie up that loose end. That makes sense. I think I'm ready to do this. Be brave, honey. Remember, if you ever need us, we'll come back at the call of our name. I know. Then repeat. I know what to say. And with my oath fulfilled, I, Milia Norden, return this sacred feather. Asgard calls, and to it we must return. Nina Aquila, your quality will be known throughout the realms. As with the others, should you ever find yourself in a dire hour when all hope seems lost, call out to myself or Shtarna, and I give you my oath. Help shall always find you. Thanks, Comet. Goodbye. Farewell. You know that's gonna come back later. She's gonna have to call on Comet or Shtarna later on another chapter. Okay, now I think it's my turn to thank... Forget it, you diva. This is my moment. Well done, Nina. I can never truly speak for her, but I think you did Erica proud. I know I gave you a hard time, but you're a great Valkyrie Brunhild in my book. Thanks. Now come on, girls. I'll buy you sushi. I can't eat raw fish, pregnant, so... I was talking to Kiara and Donnie. I assumed you two would want to make your own dinner plans. I could eat. I know a place. Sorry. Let's roll. I was just thinking, with the baby, if it's a girl? What about Nina? I was gonna say the same. Actually, honey, I want to talk to Nina for a moment. Can I meet you at the gate? Don't be long. Nina, I spoke to my mother in police detention. Oh? I know that it was really you that ended the battle. What you did, I can't imagine how hard that must have been. Nothing I do or say can ever make this up to you, but know that I am forever in your debt. I understand, but really, don't let it get to you. It's a part of who I am. Now go. Take Milia out to dinner. Somewhere that doesn't serve raw fish or liver or game meats. You know, just let her pick. I'm sure she knows. Farewell. Okay, I've been quiet for long enough now. Huh? What was Janice talking about? How did you stop Malfara? It's probably easier if... Okay, I've got to show you something. Let's head to the Fledge City Graveyard. I don't know where that's at. I'm just gonna go this way. Okay. Alright. What are we doing here? Dylan, I want you to meet some people. Firstly, Mom and Dad, Sarah and Frank Corvus. Oh, but let me finish. And here are Papa and Mama, Theo and Paula Aquila. You have 2 sets of parents? I guess you might say that. I call them both Mom and Dad, really. Just these days I use Mama and Papa for the Aquilas. I think they would have wanted that. The Aquilas were my biological parents. But after they died, I was raised by Sarah and Frank Corvus. I'm sure it's hard for you to tell me this, but it doesn't explain how you beat Malfara. It's like Malfara said. I was 6 years old when it happened. Papa was a scientist and engineer, and Mama was an accountant. They both worked for a big local business's R&D division in weapons research. One day, I had come to work with Mama. I don't really remember why. Papa had to go out to the car in the parking lot. Mama needed to tell him something, so we walked out to the lobby. She left me with a lady who worked at the office. Stay with her, okay? I'll be right back. And ran over to Papa's car. I was only a kid, and though I didn't realize that at the time, I felt something was wrong. Don't go! Maybe it was how she spoke or the look on her face, I'm not sure. I wriggled out of the lady's grip on my hand, and I remember looking up at her face before running after Mama towards the car. And in that moment, my life changed forever. A car bomb? Uh-huh. People thought it was an accident at first, but a later investigation found the remnants of a device. They were assassinated. I was standing far enough away that I missed the worst part of it. But I was hit in the face by pieces of shrapnel, leaving scars, as well as cutting a chunk out of my right ear. That was the last moment I recall seeing anything with my right eye. My memory after that fragments a bit. I half remember the operation they carried out to keep me alive. The next thing I knew, I woke up and leapt out of bed like a bullet from a gun on an unfamiliar hospital ward at 3 a.m. blind in one eye. I cried and wailed and fought so much and tried to escape. Let me go! Let me go! Mom! Dad! That a nurse had to sit me down and tell me that my parents were never coming, no matter how much I screamed. That both of them were dead. I think I'm starting to get it. I'm told after that I didn't say anything for days. When Malfara spoke to us just before she attacked you, I realized that she would try to draw out your despair. But she made one mistake. She told us her greatest fear, of her child being left alone in the world, torn away from their mother. I made her relive my pain all at once. Whoa. I'm sorry about some of the things I've said to you recently. I've never been the best at being... We're cool. Really? Both of us lost our parents to the Great Northern War, even if it was in different ways. But we worked with what we got, right? I don't like... Pity? Yeah. Me neither. Don't want it, don't need it. What happened afterwards? How did you end up getting adopted? Oh. The city prosecuted their employer for negligence with their security. As they were making weapons, and this was in wartime, it was seen as a big failing on their part. Frank Corvus was the lawyer they assigned to represent my interests. A large cash settlement was reached out of court, and when it was all over, Frank and Sarah had no kids, so they legally adopted me. That cash settlement paid for my upbringing and college tuition before it ran out. I was so young, it wasn't long before I considered Frank and Sarah as like my actual parents. You said once you felt I'd been born a lawyer. Do you remember? Up on the Rostro Spire, I remember. Frank Corvus was there for me when everyone in the world was a stranger. I felt that as an attorney I could be that for other people when they most need it. So you see, I wasn't born to be an attorney, but these things made me into one. Sounds like Frank was a pretty stand-up guy. He was. Theo Aquila was my father, but Frank was my dad. Rest in peace, Frank. Ditto. I almost forgot. There's one last thing. What? This is the weird part. Up on the Rostro Spire, we saw a woman who met with Trey Gearson. Yeah, I remember. You froze up. That woman was the one trying to hold my hand just before the explosion that killed my parents. Are you sure? It's been decades. Her face was the last I ever saw with both eyes. I'm absolutely certain. Still, what's so weird about that? It's been, what, 20 years? She probably got another job. That's the strange part. It's been 20 years, but she looks identical. She was standing pretty far away, Nina. I'm telling you, it's not like that. Her face is burned into my memory like a photograph. And even after 20 years, she looks exactly the same. Maybe we could look her up. You got a name? No, she was a random coworker from my parents' workplace. I think it's nearly time for dinner. Huh? I believe you about this woman, but we're not going to solve that mystery here. There's always tomorrow. You're right. Let's head back to the office. Bye, Mama, Papa, Mom, Dad. You okay? I'm just kind of relieved to be home. What's all this stuff? Oh, that? Let's talk about that tomorrow. In that case, I'm gonna see what's on TV. I could take a shower or just grab my night clothes from the lockers in the bathroom. For expediency's sake, let's just change.
Incoming ad break.
That's better. Now food. I wonder if Dylan wants to get pizza? What are we watching? Just some anime show about giant robots? Huh. Do you want to get pizza? That reminds me, I need to check if we've been paid. Let me go check the mail. Huh. Junk mail. Junk mail. You've won a subscription to junk mail. From the desk of Lucas. Ah, here we go. We've been paid. Great. I'll grab the phone. What do you want, the stuffed crust or... Hang on, there's a second envelope inside this one. Consultation for redevelopment plan. Nina, do you know about this? It sounds like they want to demolish this whole block. Oh, that. They put a notice about that downstairs. Apparently it's just a preliminary... They're already applying for the zoning permits. Is it really that far along? It says there's a big community meeting happening in the week. I need to RSVP to say we'll attend. Hey, Dylan. Why did that notice come in the same envelope as our check? Oh, that. The meeting's been chaired by that rich guy who owns the TV studio. He was trying to gentrify downtown? Mr. Lucas? That's the one. Lucas is somewhere here. Here it is on the letterhead. Lucas Fulkin. Lucas Fulkin? And now we get the little omake thing at the end, if it's like all the other ones. So stick around, there's more, a little bit. Next time on Nina Aquila, Legal Eagle. Yes! Sword 12, moving to Sector 6. No sign of hostiles, over. Understood, Sword 12. Continue sweep. Roger that. This is Sword 12. Still reporting no. Sword 12, this is Sword Actual. We're detecting something unusual in your area. Can you confirm? Over. Sword Actual, this is Sword 12. Define unusual. Repeating, this is Sword 12. Command, can you define what you mean by unusual? Command? What the? It's that time again. Hello. Welcome to Aquila Channel, a special viewer-facing segment where we talk to you, the player. This chapter was themed primarily around the magical girl anime genre. Fans will surely have noticed some of the references spread throughout. Though we reimagined an anime show within the Fledged City world as being filmed like real-life tokusatsu show. Maybe we're going a bit fast. Magical Girl, or Maho Shoujo, brands have become a staple of real-world Japanese culture. It was one of the owls that took down that mech. Yeah, right? But did you know that they descend in part from an American show? The 60s live-action sitcom Bewitched, in which an otherwise normal housewife is secretly a witch, was popular in Japan and inspired several anime shows which went on to become a whole genre. Now, of course, stories of women and girls with magical powers exist in many cultures across the world, but it's still fair to say that this American show had an influence on the genre, which evolved to be uniquely Japanese with its own tropes and cliches. We recommend fans who are interested should search online to learn more about these cross-cultural connections, because they're kind of fascinating. However, those early shows would usually involve a single girl using magic to solve typical life problems. It can surprise some people to know that the idea of a team of warrior girls, each with magic powers, actually came much later. Warrior girls first emerged in the 70s, though you can't really talk about this without mentioning Sailor Moon, which, in the early 90s, would mix magical girl fiction with elements of super team shows. Think Power Rangers. To make something that felt fresh and new. The weirdest part is that these days, shows where a team of magical girl warriors, usually wearing different colored uniforms or armor, have become so popular that people almost think of it as the stereotypical cliche for the genre, when originally those things were straying from the norm. Once we had the idea of the team, it seemed to make sense that, in this world, their show would be more like a live-action, special effects-heavy production. Magical girl media at its core has a strong theme of identity. The girls who transform take on an idealized form, and this is part of their character growth. It's quite telling that in the early shows, the girls would often transform into a doctor, or an office lady, or a mother. They were made for kids, so their main character would get a glimpse of the adult world during the show, during the adventure. This idea of playing with identity seemed fun. Take Milia in the story. She's so many different people to everyone around her. She's Milia the actress, Milia the wife, Milia playing a role on TV, Milia as an actual magical girl. And in the story, Malfara represents one of these lives, breaking through and contaminating the others. This is also tied to Nina and Dylan's story. Nina has the version of herself she shows to the world but rarely lets anyone see beneath it. Dylan has similar motivations. Dylan and Nina found victory by working through their own issues. Even the story's final clue involved a piece of evidence easily seen as one thing, but actually something else. In a sense, both Nina and Milia wear masks, and the magical girl theme seemed a great way to explore that. Now it's time for us to sign off, but before we go, thanks again for playing. And as always, tell your friends! Chapter 5 is going to be a journey into the heavy metal world of giant robots. So if you like this 4th chapter of Nina Aquila Legal Eagle, are you gonna... Nailer! 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 Make sure you look us up and follow us for more news about Chapter 5, Full Metal Law. Whew. I know, right? Glad I'm done wearing that bikini armor. You? What about me? I think Goggle Boy over here actually made for a pretty cute girl. It's my hips, always had 'em. Still, next one's all about mecha, right? No bikinis for that one. Yeah, What? Ever heard of a plug suit, Dylan? Yeah. Woot! Alright, we did it, guys! We finally made it to the end of this game! Thank you all for hanging out. I will switch this over to the credit scene for my stream, but I'll be hanging out for a second. Hey, Random Son!
Welcome
Welcome
Random
in,
Son.
and goodbye! I'll switch this to credits here. The Force Spam agenda marches on. Yes, indeed. So, yes, plug suit! There's gonna be plug suits. And mecha. It'll be great. So, thank you all for hanging out with me. We finally finished it, y'all. Yes, for insertion. Yeah, hey, Randomsome, it's no problem to be lurking. I appreciate everybody hanging out and also watching and catching the VODs, etc., etc. So, thank y'all. Take care. Have a good night. I'm starving. I'm going to go get some food. Talk to you later.